As soon as you exercise a boundary, you put a narcissist in their place. So don't expect them to adhere to any of your boundaries. Oh, they may adhere to it once or twice, only to acknowledge you in attempts to hook you. But they won't maintain that boundary consistently or continually. You have to hold the line and keep holding the line. Because with the narcissist, the rules of life are different, and unfortunately, nobody tells us that. We have to find out the hard way. See, with a healthy person, you can actually loosen up on your vigilance within that boundary as trust is established and maintained between the two of you. A healthy person will hold and maintain that boundary that you have set and established. They will hold that boundary line from their perspective of that boundary line. And when they want to step over that boundary, they will ask if it's okay to come closer to you. Healthy people will accept your yes or your no, period. A narcissist will give you an excuse and reasons why you are being unfair. They will never accept your boundary. Instead, they will ignore your boundary. They will coerce you and try to convince you that through coercion that you should just loosen up, as they will probably character assassinate you just so that they can have their way. A narcissist will bully you in attempts to weaken you, to make you think that you are in the wrong, as your boundary is such a standard that is just set too high. You're a snob. Yeah, well, it's too high for them. That boundary is to keep the wrong people out. And at first, a narcissist may adhere to your boundary. They will always, always, always revert back to their standards of how they think your boundary should be. They will try to get you to accept their set parameters in the relationship, using their behavior as the go-to standard, as you aren't supposed to take a step back. You are supposed to allow their behavior to happen, because with the narcissist, they will never be controlled. Their behavior always shows you how it's gonna be. To maintain your healthy boundaries, you do need to be direct in speaking with the narcissist. Your words have to be concise. There is no beating around the bush to be polite with the narcissist. Being indirect to get what you want is a no-go. Here is one of the first red flags you will ever encounter with a narcissist, and this signals a boundary line that they step over. It may seem like a little slight, benign little thing, but it's not. It's monumental. As seeing this red flag out of the gates lets you know exactly how the narcissist thinks about you. The trick of the narcissistic trait is that when you meet them for the first time, such as on a dating app or through social media, a narcissist will most often never ever address you by your name. They instead will address you, hello beautiful, hi sunshine, hello gorgeous, or hello handsome. They replace your name with the term of an endearment of their choice. Why? So they don't have to remember your name because they are talking to other people. And also, so they don't have to think about you as being your own personal, autonomous human being that is separate from them. When they give you a term of endearment, it is a way for them to control you. Why? Because the narcissistic individual always, always, always sees the people that they are interacting with as objects. We are seen as objects who cannot think on our own. Really? The narcissist actually thinks that you need them to do your thinking for you. To them, you are like an empty vessel who talks wah, 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 nonsense. To them, you are actually means nothing, very little to them. You know those empty statues that God talks about in the Bible? The empty pieces of wood, silver, or gold people worshipped, even though those statues could do nothing, not even talk? Well, that's how the narcissist sees you. They see you as an empty shell, and they want to fill you up with their personality. They are trying to indirectly, but yet directly, possess you with their personality so that they can control you. In the Bible, these little statues and statuettes people honored were in hopes that these statues would give favor and blessings to the worshiper. The narcissist sees you like a statue and wants to impart their will, their very being onto you. Why? Because your worship gives them godlike status. Through manipulation and control, the narcissist wants you to worship them. Now, this is subconscious, of course, but it is spiritual when you really dig deep. The narcissist will always see you as an object that they can possess. Saying your name is problematic for them because your name identifies your personal autonomy. Your name identifies your individual personality and lets them know that you cannot be possessed. You are not weak-willed. Saying your name forces them to think of you as a person. They have to get to know you emotionally, and they cannot invest their healthy emotions in you because they have none to give. Flattering you with a "hi babe," "good morning sunshine," kind of sends a message that a person is into you, right? It kind of speaks that maybe they're becoming emotionally invested into you. It makes you feel good, but only when it's appropriate. Do not accept sweet name calling as anything deep from a narcissist. When it is sent to you right off the top without you both investing time and effort into getting to know each other equally, well, this is a red flag. It is equivalent to someone greeting you for the first time professionally, and instead of shaking your hand, they pick you up and carry you over the threshold. What's wrong with this picture? Inappropriate much? You can tell someone to stop using a placeholder for your name. In fact, it is a wise idea to politely encourage someone to address you by your name and hold someone accountable to respecting who you are as a free-willed, free-thinking individual. So here's what that looks like. That is sweet of you to call me sunshine. It is nice of you to notice my sunny disposition. However, I would prefer if you address me by my name. Or you can say, please don't call me babe. I'm comfortable if we address each other by our given names. Or, thank you so much for the compliment. However, I prefer we call each other by name until we decide that taking our friendship to the next level is something that we both want. Being direct is being assertive. And you are not being testy, you're not being a bitch, you're not being an a-hole. The toxic person will get offended by your assertiveness, and they will walk away in silence by ghosting you, or they will call you out. They may even hear you once or twice and address you by your name, but they will always go back to their fallback. That's when you have to be more forceful, and this is a good way for you to test the waters. If they fail on this, how many other boundary markers will they abuse? So just assert your position in this way. Please do not call me babe. I want to be addressed by my name only. Thank you. I appreciate you addressing me by my name when I asked. However, I am not asking now. Using my name is a must for me. Or you can say, thank you for the compliment. However, addressing me by my name is where I'm comfortable currently in this relationship. Or you can say, I thank you for the compliment. However, addressing me by my name is important to me. As I have mentioned before, I would like to be addressed by my given name. If you cannot respect this of me, then I will know exactly your intentions towards me, and I will have no choice but to walk away. Now, this one will only be used towards a narcissist, as they'll get it, and they'll leave you alone And some will even leave you alone first by giving you a snarky remark, but don't respond, just leave them alone. Don't have the final say, just block their number. They're not worth the breath and the heartbeat you give them. Seriously. Remember that there is power and beauty in your name, so own it. Get used to saying your name. Your name is your reputation, as it is an identifier of who you are. Your name sets you apart from the rest of the world, even though there are many, many, many people who have the same name as you. There is only one you with unique likeness and beauty and your soul. There's only one soul of you. You call yourself by name and be proud. Your name holds your reputation, your character. Your name is to be honored and cherished by you firstly. So don't let anybody misuse your name. If they do, they will misuse you. So with that said, go make your name great.